Well, we have a couple pieces of interesting news. Number one, according to the United States Department of Labor statistics, more people, American jobs are on the rise. I don't know if it's talking about people that are born in foreign countries or foreign workers in foreign markets, but it sounds like 2 million Americans' jobs were created under the new Trump policies. Okay? Number two, for those who are worried about the Steam, MasterCard, and Visa issue, MasterCard and Visa are in the hot seat right now. They're trying to defend their policies, and they're physically or emotionally tired of being harassed by all the calls and letters coming into the company. However, apparently they're worrying on the resistance, and it's starting to consider me that they might need to make some changes in the policies for the future.
Oh yeah!
So maybe they'll back down from their policies that they instituted, and then maybe the games can be later restored to Steam for those that legitimately bought a copy of their games so they can play them.
Oh yeah!
But I think this also ties in with the Don't Kill Games movement in the EU, which is that they want games that are retired to still be playable individually. So even the games that were spicy adult should still be playable on people's computers because they bought the rights. Especially if the games themselves are not an MMORPG where they need a server to run. And there's no reason why, if you bought a game, that you should not be able to play what you bought. Even if it is spicy. Okay? So, this could tie in with that as well, with the Stop Killing Games movement in the EU. If you think about it, it makes sense. Now, let's talk about the other thing thing I mentioned last night. I have heard that now YouTube is considering allowing you to upload your own selfies as ID. Well, what's stopping you from stealing a selfie from somebody else and using it as yourself because you're too ugly? Which means, guess what? The whole system is basically a boondoggle, and it ain't gonna be even based on any reality. Well, and the next big one is 3i Atlas. 3i Atlas is that asteroid that's coming into our solar system. And it's coming first by Mars, and then it's coming to Earth. We don't know anything about this. However, given the fact that this thing clearly is being piloted by a sentient being, given the precise maneuvers being done, the question is, who is on this huge craft? I mean, it is enormous. It is 12 miles wide. It is like a big, giant, cigar-like shape vessel. Looks like a big, giant shit that came out of Noodle's ass, but yeah. But anyway, the point is that so we don't know who is in it or what's in it. Okay. I'd like to think it's a benevolent group that mean no harm. Just the good old boys, never meaning no harm. And, it's like this. A great one, though. Well, with the law, always been in trouble with the law since the day they were born. I don't know anything. This is the third interstellar craft. We had Uwamawa, which is the first, and then there was a second one, and then they had to create the designation. So Uwamawa is 1L or 1I. The second craft is 2I, and I don't think there's any name after that. And the third one is the 3I/S. It's just big. As I said, as big as Noodle's turds coming out of his toilet. So that's pretty much where we start with the mean is. Okay, let's start with the weather. Mild for a while anyway. No 30 degrees Celsius. No really hot days.
Oh yeah!
But today's actually not bad. It's going to be a high of 24 degrees Celsius, which is very, very hospitably comfortable, and be able to get out there and do some fun stuff. Get out, play for an hour a day.
Oh yeah!
I don't care what your age is. Also, tonight we are not doing a Discord stream, given the fact that those don't seem to do that well. But we are doing another vertical stream in the old studio, which we will be doing this to encourage more people to get to know the channel. But it will not be tied to with Discord panels, so it'll be just us talking and reading chat a little at a time. And also at 3 o'clock tomorrow, I will be doing one in the studio or out on the porch. We've been here for a long time too. So I don't think that makes any sense. We're too far away from any of the other inhabited parts of the galaxy. So that don't make sense. No. So the last night's streams, the two different streams, clearly the UK ID law, and tying it in with the Child Online Protection Act in the United States, COPPA, is the beginnings of what we're seeing where countries are trying to regulate and tighten down controls on social media. And these things, these actions, if anything, might do is drive social media underground, but I don't think it's going to stop anyone. Soon you're going to need to use the Onion router just to watch YouTube videos. Because everything will end up coming on the dark web. Hey, I need some more luminance here. My studio just turned black. Yes, David, the panels can be great, but the problem is that they're not really very good for the YouTube audience listening to them because it's really hard to figure out what's going on. And since Noodles once is encouraging the verticals, and if we want to keep all these subs from leaving, you're going to have to create more content so that they don't leave. Because they're not interested in the other kind of show. They're not interested in portrait, or landscape. They're not interested in panels, as we do. They are interested and seeing skinny people squashed into a 9:16 aspect ratio. And that's what they really want. They don't really want to see a program like our morning show where we have a intro, outro, and all that stuff, which is a shame because if you were to look at our regular morning shows, we put a lot of organization and time into putting them together. And me and Michelle realizes that for YouTube, we're dealing with a bunch of morons on the vertical side of things that are so moronic that they don't even know the proper way to ask a question. If you're a boy or a girl, does it really matter? In our reality, we're intersex hermaphrodites, so no, not really, but it's just the way they're asking it so rude that you wonder if there's any common sense within their mind of the best way to ask a question. And that's pretty sad. Yeah, but the problem is at the same time is that the people on YouTube feel that they are, kind of being forced into joining up in a social media platform that either A, they choose they don't want to be on, or B, they think it's just inane babble. And I can sort of see the babble thing because I've been observing some of the chats on Michelle's Discord during the night show on the Discord live panels, and it doesn't really have any kind of flow that is easy for the YouTubers to truly understand. Well, they don't understand that. That's fine, but I will try to be polite and educate them. But it's just the way some of the questions get asked. It's almost like their mama never taught them the polite way to ask a question that's a sensitive one. If they had asked it, how would you ask a question like that, Loom, and not offend? That's a good question. Maybe something like, "Excuse me, I'm a little confused. Are you a boy? Are you a man or a woman?" That's a little bit better, I guess. Than saying, "You're a guy. You're a boy. You're a woman. You're a twat. You got a cock." Oh, whatever. What if you got both? Then you got it. I don't know which would be if you have both. See what I'm saying? There's just so many people who have lack of understanding. Yeah, well, anyway, so it's really kind of hard to say, really, what's the best way to ask that question without offending, because it's so touchy because of what's going on now regarding the backlash against the trans community. And even though me and Michelle are not trans, the trans community have opened the doors for a lot of intersex hermaphrodites. So let's give our brothers and sisters in the trans community a little bit of a thank you because they're the ones who at least brought some of the issues that we are concerned about to light. I mean, I'm not sure where we stand in being in athletic sports, but the locker room issue is certainly something a lot of intersex question every day of their lives. I mean, I got a tiny little peepee about the size of a thumb tip like this, and I'm trying to explain why, which bathroom am I supposed to use, even though Michelle's ID says female. if somebody really wanted to be a real Karen and trying to push that, I wonder how would the law say? I think the law would say since your ID says female, your birth certificate says female, you'd probably tell the Karen to shut their pie hole. Now, certainly a valid question now because, we're talking about the new changes that Trump says, where he says, you're a man if you got a dick and you're a woman if you got a pussy. Well, what if you got both? All of a sudden, his whole entire policy basically develops a giant, large, loud, you guessed it, because it doesn't make sense to them. It's like dropping guano on top of all of his simple mentality of thinking. But Trump is trying to think along the lines that most Americans do. Joe Sixpack is not a medical doctor. Joe Sixpack has no clue about this. All he knows is, my wife's got a hole and I got the pole and I stick my pole in her hole. Like I said, it's definitely complicated. It is. So, we also think we did pretty well last night, too. But I want to talk about yesterday morning. I'm sorry that Galaxy Eyes has been riding Jeff hard. I don't know all the details about what's going on between Galaxy Eyes and Tiff. I talked to Tiff a little bit about it yesterday in a DM, and she says, I love your show because you come here and you created a place where people can come and talk and feel safe. And I said, I want to keep it that way. I want to keep it that way for my audience. She appreciated my generosity. I said, I will try to take a look what's going on and see what we can do about it. I also sent a message out to Andrew after he was talking about the super mod. And I said to Andrew, let me talk to you about something. In the last few times you've been on the show, you've been acting kind of strange. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know. I've heard rumors that you're working with Andrew. That you're working with Red, Sweet Potato Farmer, Brian K., and others to discredit my show. And I'd like to know if that's really the truth. And I'm asking you online or in a DM to answer my question. Yeah, pronouns are a bit strange. Well, in that case, in your logic, Harpoon, then you better get your shotgun ready and start bringing home some meat for us to cook in the first place. I want a big deer for my big venison pie you want me to make. Well, Silver Mod's just concerned about the well-being of my channel. They are worried that there are people who are trying to compromise my channel's integrity. And I would say that there is a small group that do want to see my channel go up in flames. One comment we got in the general Discord today kind of reiterates that topic. Let me find that. It was kind of one of those interesting things that came up that says, let's see. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show it right here. This is, don't forget to fix that though. I got it. Okay. This is just a message. Discord here. Pull this up here. Hopefully it won't roll off the screen while I set this up here. Let's see. Discord. Here we go. It says here, switch it out so you see it. It says here, is MMD more popular than the cows? And it's related to this thumbnail. Pop culture, celebrity gossip, memes, and then it shows our scores of our last few videos. Which you gotta admit, the verticals at this point are working. And now people are starting to wonder if our channel is overtaking some of the legacy local channels where people are trying to make fun of people for fun and playing in character. I couldn't resist. I had to respond to that comment. So let me just switch over to others so I don't get. And I said to that message. Let me pull it back up here. I said maybe difference is Lumi and I are being ourselves and not playing an act. Think about that. Difference is me and Lumi are being ourselves and not playing an act. Something everybody likes. Legitimacy. Yeah. Sure that they... So let's get the panel open right now before I forget. And GQU. I still think that sounds like a cuss word. How's your mother, GQU? What did you say? GQU and your mother too. Oh, that's really nice of you. What does that mean anyway? Just quit utilizing. Just quit utilizing. It doesn't really make any sense, but then nothing in the world does anymore. So if 3i Atlas is indeed a generational spacecraft and is indeed filled with alien researchers, are they really here just to observe us as under their prime directive? Or are they thinking that we ought to clap our cheeks? Oh, that's a great question, Adam. I have no idea. Jesus Christ, you don't need a ship that's 12 miles wide to clap a bunch of humans' cheeks. No. I think 1 and 1 would be more than sufficient. Yeah. So tonight we'll try something different instead of the Discord panel link because we want to see what happens if we can get our show more likely to show up on the viewer's perspective. We'll see how that works. We'll see. So GQU is the panel from me to you. GQU. Just quick use. Go quick. Usually. No, that doesn't sound bad enough. Good quick use. Good quick use. One night stand in a sack in a motel room somewhere. Really kind of a weird topic, but yeah. So anyway, YouTube has actually now changed the rule, saying you can cuss in the first 7 minutes or 7 seconds of an intro of a video of a show, but that doesn't mean that we're gonna go out there and start cussing up a blue streak. That's not gonna be our thing. Do they? I've had people comment with me at the end of the panels go that they feel that it gets a little crazy on the Discord side. So it sounds like there's a whole bunch of different viewpoints on what is the best way to go about it. And I don't disagree with Noodles that he's saying is that, Michelle, your channel has the ability to unzip, expand, and explode. Yes, Noodles, and so does your waistline. Let's see. So far, we have 21 people on here right now. Which for 10:24 in the morning, I guess is in the it's okay category.
Oh yeah!
How about we can get 50 people in the morning show?
Oh yeah!
That would be nice. I'd like to see 50 people in the morning show, but I have to admit, trying to keep up with all the chats in the morning show with 50 people talking all at once might be a bit challenging. So tonight we're going to have another vertical like we did in the old studio. Me, Lumi, and yes, Carmen will be joining us. And we'll be reading your comments between chats, which means that we may miss a few, but we'll try to keep you guys in stitches and laughing your ass off. Kind of an experiment. Yeah, and then of course tomorrow at 3 o'clock I'm doing my show, but we're going to be doing it. I'm going to be doing it in the studio, but I'm going to be doing it using Studio Restream.io in here in vertical. I was going to do that last week, but Studio Restream told me that, oh, I'm sorry, you can only choose one or the other. What's it going to be? Is it going to be a normal OBS stream, or is it going to be a Studio Restream.io stream? So we just did the regular one last week. So this week we're going to do the Studio IO restream to see if we can get some more subscribers to join my channel. It's okay, Bradley. Yeah. And my morning show, we normally don't always have a lot of panels anyway, so that should be no problem. But we can use GQU if I do it in the studio with Studio Restream.io. Yes, you can. You'll just be watching a very crunched Lumi and finished show sitting in a very smushed panel on a very small screen that's been squished by a third of its size. Good morning, Mimi. How you doing today? I got a suggestion for anyone who wants to. Okay, hold on a minute. Kitty wants to come up now. Oh, I gotta get my cursor over there. You got it? I got it. Ed one. Go ahead, Tiger Kitty. How you doing?
Good morning.
So today the dinger donger worked.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
So weird. It just works sometimes and sometimes it don't.
I don't know why.
It's strange. It's definitely not just you, Michelle, because sometimes I don't hear it. And I am programmed to hear that ding-donger. If I'm listening to you and I'm halfway across the house, I will run back because I hear the ding-dong.
I always wondered if we're the only YouTube channel that uses G-Meets like we do. I wonder if we're the only ones.
You know, I don't really go on other panels anymore. I don't actually even go to other shows anymore. I've completely stopped.
I think if you understand why, I probably never really did it much. Because it's just a lot of...
No, I mean, I will, like, a little bit, but not... Yeah, I think I just don't have time anymore. So I'm trying to do other shit as well. I actually missed your night show last night.
Well, the morning shows are actually kind of where we usually get together, Grizz. This is kind of like we're all drinking our morning beverages of choice and just chatting. The night shows over the years had changed a lot. Originally Coffee with Lumi and Michelle, which was about 5 o'clock? Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays we originally had phone calls, and that was before Michelle's hearing was really, really sketchy. And then that was definitely bad, dark times. Yeah. And then we then switched it to doing this room in this studio with adaptive technology and panels and phone calls, and it was still kind of sketchy and didn't get a lot of viewers. No. And then we added the morning show after COVID, which kind of took over for Coffee with Lumi and Michelle.
Is that only how long the morning show's been going? Since COVID?
Yes.
Oh.
We started doing it right after St. Patrick's Day.
I feel like it's been
in
going
2020 when the soup kitchen stopped being open. Michelle, the morning shows are important, but it's the evening shows that are getting the views and the subs and the ads.
Yeah,
was right. So... I don't disagree about that. Besides, it's also doing prime time. Right. So the morning shows are not doing prime time for reasons a lot of people are working or getting up for work.
The morning shows are more of a get-together for all of us.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much what it was. It's what it's called, Coffee with Lumi and Michelle, and it's not called Let's Bullshit with Everybody. So I mean, the night show Michelle brought two, and then a separate show up before my show, where she mentioned about the new identity thing.
I was at that one. I went to that one, but I didn't go to the other one.
Well, okay. Well,
I watched it.
also the ask option for the AI that gives you summaries, it still exists. It's under the ask button. It's called ASK. It has a little star before the word ask. It's not the third dot. It's the on your phone or tablet anymore. It's also exists on the desktop. It's called ask. Allow me to show you what I'm talking about.
Right.
So I'm going to pull up
I have no idea.
an example of last night's show. So let me pull up another window here. Houseflies. I know those annoying bugs flying all over the place in the summertime.
It's some fly paper or fly spray or fly something.
Yeah, but you know what's weird though? The nighttime when Michelle closes the door, they're gone. Yeah.
Well,
all right. So let's go to.
Flies don't hang out at night, do they?
Huh?
Don't they? How long does a fly live?
The fly can live about 24, 48 hours. That's why flies haven't really evolved much because they.
Yeah, that's not even worth being alive, is it?
All right, so let's pull up.
Sit on a bit of shit.
Let's pull up the clip that I talked about the real ID thing as an example. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna show it on the screen here. I'm not playing it. I just want to show you how you can get the
Okay.
I don't need to play it, but if you want to play it, you can play it on your own. So, okay, so here's what it looks like on the screen. Okay, so this is what you see normally.
Yeah.
When you watch it. Do you see the store thing right here that says ask?
No.
A-S-K, ask.
Yes.
Tap it. Okay. And what it does is this pulls up the AI summary. So now,
oh my god! I've got to pull up the summary for some of your streams, Michelle.
Exactly. And all the ones that haven't. Here you go. Here's the summary. And what I can also do from my desktop is I can.
Michelle, what does it say about the summary for yesterday morning show?
Date stamps, and everything.
Can we have the summary for yesterday morning show, please?
Yeah. Yesterday's morning show.
Yep.
Sure, absolutely. Let me go back to that one.
I hope it's great.
Okay, I gotta close that window first. All right, so now I'm gonna go back to the morning show. That should be in there. Good morning, and click on this one.
Oh, hang on. Does it only summarize what was spoken about, or does it do the side chat and everything?
Okay, so now I'm gonna do the same thing. Ask button. Hit summarize this video.
Yeah.
This video requires a morning live stream. Of course, it's long. So this video, captures a morning live stream where host Michelle writes personal updates and engages audience. Talked about weather, personal life, the cold weather on the East Coast, channel discussions and update. Michelle talks about upcoming shows, including limits episodes tonight, and addresses issues with the channel views and subscribers. Talking about fan engagement, talking about debate on moderation and channel dynamics. Michelle's mental health and past research. Aliens and government scopes. Examines where the participant discusses possibility of extraterrestrial visitors. Future of the show. Towards the end, there is a discussion about whether to postpone the night show due to overwhelming anger and conflict among participants, highlighting Michelle's desire to bring people together versus the current divisive atmosphere. And here's what's nice. See the time and date stamp right there.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing for getting
clip
clip channels.
right
should be
there
using it.
and see when the good juicy bits are that you're interested in. So that
Yeah,
means
that's
that
great.
you're no longer going to say, "Hey, Michelle, I need this title for your show. What's it going to be called? What's it about?" I mean, press the ask button in that, and it'll send me for you.
Thank you for that, Michelle. That's really good. I didn't know about it. So.
That's a built-in feature YouTube has been providing. They moved the location of it, which is good because they made it easier. By the way, if you want to see the analytic data, for those of you who do like to see data, just tap analytics, and here you'll see how many people were watching that day. 169 views, 41 peak concurrents, 29 minutes 38 seconds average viewer duration. The duration of the show was 2 hours and 44 minutes and 53 seconds. Total watch time was 83 hours, 30 minutes, and 21 seconds. Total $8.98 in cash donations received. It doesn't mention memberships, though. That's because there was no memberships that day. Oh, okay. So we'll mention memberships when memberships come into the show.
Right. That's pretty neat, Michelle. Pretty neat.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier for us.
Right, if you're looking for something, yeah.
Because here is where we stand right now. This is our live show right now on the top here. So, let's slide this so we can see all the numbers. You guys like to see all the likes, dislike ratios anyway. Last night's Lummi segment showed about 4,497 views. The Real ID discussion had 1,370 views. And the morning show had 200 views. The yesterday show in my discussing my background had 3,860. We've had comments in a few of them after the show were over. But look at the
what
like
kind of
dislike
comments
ratio.
have you had, Michelle?
Yeah.
Positive comments?
Yeah.
Are they positive comments?
Yes, they were.
Oh, good. Well, that's good.
So, and right now, currently, we're at 10,835 subs. We were originally up to 10,851 before this morning. So, I think there are still some of those sub games being played. But
so
maybe
there's no sub games. Or the only sub games being played is
what
people
I'm thinking is that if Michelle does another show tonight in Vertical, then maybe we can get up to
Michelle. If you have like 20 alt accounts, I could just unsub from you, and then you'd be moaning about it tomorrow. You say, we're 20 down, and then I would sub back up again, and then I'll just take them back again, just to hear you whinge about it. Don't you think some people do that, Michelle?
Yeah.
Well, then.
So I'm thinking is Michelle can. We were talking about this. If we can get more of the night shows in the vertical format, but we gotta use Studio Restream IO if we're gonna do the Discord panel, because piping in the sound into the phone is gonna mean we have to plug in the external mixer and then bring in a third phone to play the sound for the Discord chat. Or we could do it through the studio here now. Oh yeah, because remember we still have that other adapter plugged in. You put it back in the box. Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. So then we could just do it that way too. Plop the phone here, plug that phone into your audio input device, plug it into the mixer board here. That's an idea. But then why would we be using OBS? I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. We've been thinking about that for quite a few months anyway. We have some idea. It's just interesting, though, that the way it all works. And so we're figuring if we do what we were going to do, and we did another panel, even if it is the disc. See, I want to see if it's really the Restream IO versus the YouTube Studio thing. YouTube says as long as it's vertical, it's still vertical. It doesn't count if it's being streamed with Restream.io or their own app. We do see the viewer increases even in the studio Restream.io, which we can do that in the studio, and then we can still have the show using the same camera setup we already have. And that would help a lot of things. And we can still do the Discord panel so people would still be able to hear the sound.
Right. How's the weather going, Michelle? It's bloody nippy here.
Yeah, it's a little nippy, but isn't it better than sweating like a big giant sponge? I mean, I think...
I was kind of done with the heat, but does it have to go from heat to kind of chilly? Can't we have somewhere in the middle?
Oh, well, you're going to be getting up today. We're going to be getting up to about 24 degrees Celsius today. And tomorrow will be 26.
It's 74 here.
And then it'll be 28 degrees on Monday. I ordered some my kitty food for Rusty, too, on Amazon. So Rusty has another 48 cans or plins of cat food coming.
Nippy. It means cold if it's nippy.
Yep, nippy, yep.
We're educating with... Oh, and people say I don't have many fucking vocabulary and shit.
I don't even have the air conditioner on right now. I turned that off already. Oh, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. I don't know who the hell that is, but it's just a troll. But anyway, yeah, so we haven't done any streams in Kick at Night lately, or Twitch, or DLive, or Rumble. So we gotta do some videos or streams up on there too. Silver Moon is still gonna be on Kick tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
Okay. Well, you should be plugging tonight's show. Night show tonight.
Probably about 7 o'clock.
Open panel in Discord. Unless you're a shithead.
Well, I don't know how warm it is where Brad is going to be, but I don't think it's going to be seeing snowflakes anytime soon. Yeah, that would probably be an interesting context. All of a sudden, Brad going, yesterday it was hot enough that I basically was sweating my ass off. No, I got to shovel my damn driveway and clean my windshield off. Stupid weather. It can't make up its mind if it's going to be raining or snowing. I like 20 degrees. I walk around the shirt sleeves all year. Wrong. Short sleeves. It's true, though. Its weather has been kind of... Right now, it's cooling now, which is nice. But we're not seeing any 30 degrees Celsius in the near future. The expected high will be about 28 degrees Celsius for this week. So
it's not so much like it's 74, but it's got a nippy. There's a nippy wind in the air.
When I wake up, it was nippy. Yeah, it's warmed up a bit. So yeah, I just happy that right now is that I could finally cool it. Cool it. My laundry is taking longer to dry on the line because of that.
Right.
So
but
I still
at least you're saving your pennies on your electric bill.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And how many power events have you had since beginning of this week? No new ones today. We're still at 4. Okay. Because you had some thunderstorms earlier this week. So it caused power failure like twice. And the computer didn't even care. It was still running regardless. Because the UPSs do what they do. The minute the power fails, they kick into battery and they keep everything running. So, which is nice, you know. Theoretically, Michelle can stream for about an hour and a half during power failure at full load like she's at right now. Yeah.
Michelle, what do you think about capital punishment?
I don't think the new high-tech way of doing it makes any sense.
Well, no. What's your views on it, though? Like, do you agree with it or do you not agree with it?
I'm not sure how to really view it, because in one sense I kind of believe that most of the people that are guilty of the crimes were just kind of just got angry when they did it, and then just got, it's not like they premeditated it, but some have been. The ones that are premeditated, like Adam Lanza.
Well, yeah, but it's usually
which was, or the James Holmes. Let's talk about James Holmes, i.e., doing Batman Returns. He had planned all that, and he got his capital punishment right there. He was shot on sight. No, he wasn't. He ended up in prison. That's right. Oh, that's right. He ended up in prison in Aurora, Colorado. The police should have just shot him dead right there. He was guilty of the crime. They should have just shot him dead right there and saved the state a lot of money.
So you do believe in...
I do believe it in certain applications, yes.
Right. I agree with you, Michelle.
I don't think it should be a complicated, convoluted process when the person is caught red-handed with a gun in his hand and spraying bullets in a movie theater.
Yeah,
I think the police should have just taken him down right there. Kaboom! And the job is done.
No, let them live for a bit. You got to have a trial, Michelle. You know, innocent until proven.
Now the problem is that the trial is to prove if they're guilty or innocent. When the guy's spraying bullets in a Aurora movie theater, can you say that he's not guilty?
You're still entitled to a trial.
Right, I know that.
Once you've been found guilty and it's disgusting and horrible crime, I don't think you should have to wait 20, 30 years and pay for them to sit there. No, I agree. You should, after the trial, as quick as you can get them in. And when's the next seat ready? Why does it take so long? I mean, is there a line of people queuing up and if one's in? No, just have a whole week where you do a load and then don't do any for 3 weeks. Then get another week where you do a load. Mass do them. No need to spend so much money.
Well, why do they have to spend so much money trying to prove someone like James Holmes is innocent when clearly he was caught spraying bullets in a Aurora movie theater?
Because I do believe everyone has the right to a trial. And I think everyone has the right to know the details as well. And you need him there to maybe, you just need him there, you know.
As far as life in prison versus capital punishment, the whole idea of prisons originally was to be a place of holding cell for trial. That was the original intention of prison. It wasn't meant to be a place for life. Of course, the United States and other modern countries, we turn prisons into an internment or into a detention center. But that's why you have people's prisons are overflowing, because some of these people who are in there for life, they're not going to be able to ever get out. I'm talking about the really hardened core criminals. But then we fill them up with people who are just being caught using Schedule III drugs or prostitution.
Well, I don't think you get life for prostitution, do you?
You don't get life for prostitution, no. But the point is you really shouldn't have to sit in prison either, because it's not to the same level where the person is becoming reckless and dangerous.
Do you think that they should allow prostitution?
I would say if we legalized it like we do marijuana on the state level, I think it would solve a couple issues. Number one, you would have a standard that every sex worker would have to apply. They'd have to be tested. They'd have to have certification, which means that the state can make more money in revenue. People are going to always want to have somebody to go to when they need that release. And so in that sense, they can be verified that they're clean and they meet safety standards.
Right.
It's just like what happened with marijuana. When marijuana was legalized in states like Connecticut, the junkies that used to sell it, sketchy stuff, basically started losing their money because they weren't able to compete with the dispensaries, except saying, "Oh, we're a little cheaper." Yeah, but I can get the stuff legally, and I don't have to worry about it being possibly mixed with rat poison. I can be guaranteed that it has at least been tested and meets quality assurance.
Yeah, and going back to prostitution, I think that's been around since...
It's been around ever since humanity crawled out of the primordial ocean. And even before them, when we were aquatic life, they were probably prostituting. Oh, yeah, definitely. But the reason why it became illegal was because in the 1840s, 1880s, in Victorian England, because of syphilis, explosion of the syphilis epidemic, that's when they started making it illegal. Because they were thinking that if we make it illegal, maybe people will stop going to these concubines, doing the tricks, and
Briz says that on a federal level, prostitution is legal.
Yeah, on the federal level, might be illegal, but it's up to the states individually that sets the legislation. But
then, Michelle, would you want the whorehouse next to your house?
As far as I know, there could be, and I wouldn't really notice it.
But if it was legal, I mean, it would be all...
I'm sure there would have to be zoning considerations since it would be a business. I don't know if it would be so bad, but I certainly wouldn't want to raise a family next to a prostitute's cat house.
Cat house?
Yeah.
Brothel.
It's certainly an interesting question, though. What about gambling dens? Oh, let's talk about that. Yeah. Las Vegas is losing its luster as a gambling den right now. Gaming tourism has dropped to the point in Los Angeles and Nevada, Las Vegas, that they're actually casinos that are barren. They're empty. People can't afford to go play games at the casino anymore. The number of players have dropped. The casinos are actually losing money right now.
I've been to Las Vegas. I just don't like gambling. I don't enjoy it. I don't get the buzz.
Right. But
you
besides,
do.
Except for some side attractions.
You do. I've seen you when you're at a slot machine. You're addicted.
Yeah, that's why I stay the hell away from them. And that's that's a large portion of casinos' intake is from the slot machine. So, casinos are not seeing people coming in to play the slots as much anymore. The tables always kind of were the second best choice, but the slot machine was the quick money. That's why there's so many slot machines by the door. The tables may be more in the center of the casino, but it's the slot machines that people play first. And depending on how they set the slot machines randomizer, because you see this, your payout is regulated because almost all slot machines are controlled by computer now. So they change the odds on the machine. Depending on the state, you may say you have to pay out.
It's all rigged. It's all rigged. So that's
probably
why
from the beginning.
Get the buzz out of it, because it's not random. It's rigged.
Right. It's rigged for the house.
Well, then it's...
And people know that. And so people are like, oh, gee, I only have $75 in cash. I can spend, but I'm going to lose all $75 most likely in the slots. So instead of losing money in the slots, why don't I use it to buy something more useful like booze and marijuana? Which is what is going on. People are using their money for things that they really either need or they find that they're going to gain pleasure out of. Yeah, I know. Oh, that's true. The coins, yeah. Of course, for the casinos, it means that there's less likely to be problems where if you have all those coins, you got to keep the machine so full, and you can't let them be too full because then they won't be able to take any more coins. So it just adds more expense and maintenance costs in the machines. But you're right about the card.
Have you ever been to one, Michelle? Have you been to a casino?
I've been to many casinos.
Ooh, have they got?
I was in Bo's Grand. I was in Schwab World. I was in Trump Plaza. I was in the Taj Mahal. I was in Mohegan Sun. I was in Turning Stone Casino with June Gravel. The last two are completely paper and cards machines. They're not using coins. The other four casinos were all coin-based. When that was back in the late mid-90s, though. So those other ones in Atlantic City were coin-based. Yeah. I got myself some good bags, says CB. Well, it's the way the technology is now. You're not going to see too many coin-based slot machines anymore.
That's kind of, I don't know, it's not so much nostalgic, is it? Where you're shoveling in your coins and it's going ching, 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 ching,
right,
ching.
And then you put them back in your plastic bucket. And then by the time your plastic bucket is empty, that's when you know, I'm done. But then you go fishing around in your purse. Oh, maybe I got another quarter somewhere in here. The next thing you know, you take out the last of your coins into your purse and you start running those through. So
see, Michelle, you sound like a gambler, an addict.
Well, I was a slot machine freak, so that's why I don't go to the casino much anymore.
Good.
Yeah, I went to STEM. We went to Mohegan Sun, and I paid a penny slot. And
yes.
I went up to $32 in cash, even though I didn't totally understand the game. I just know I kept winning, so I kept pushing the spin wheels button over and over again. Yeah, I also tried Baccarat as well with June Gravel and Turning Stone. I didn't understand what the concept of shoes. I was like, what exactly is this shoes thing? And Baccarat. I played roulette a couple times with her as well. I was out of money in about, she gave me like $40 and I was out of money in about an hour. And then she was totally broke. Then she went to the ATM to get some more money from her paycheck. And the ATM said, sorry, ain't got none for you. And she said, oh my God, what are we going to do? I said, what do you mean? Well, we got to pay for the Garden State Parkway on the way home. So you used all your toll money? I used everything. You got any money on you? No, I'm flat broke, which was true. So she had to go ahead and sign an IOU at the Garden State Parkway. This is kind of awkward. Well, I mean, it's interesting, though, because if you learn, if everything is truly balanced in the true random number generators, and everything is not rigged, you know that certain numbers will come up a certain number of times, a certain number of rolls.
Oh, it's like card counting. Is there dice counting?
Well, in this case, you're not actually counting anything. You just know statistics about combinations and permutations.
Oh.
If you got 5 die and you got to roll them 5 times, what is the possibility of each one coming up with a certain combination? You can calculate the NCR, the number of combinations per unit. So, like as I said, you got 5 dice, then you roll them 5 times. What is the percentage of each one coming up with a certain percentage? A realistic thing is, with that many dice, you're kind of have a, like, i.e. playing Yahtzee with your family, which is based on using a balanced die, you know, and they're not unbalanced. There's a good chance you could get a Yahtzee. There's a chance, more likely, you're going to probably get like a 2 of a kind, 3 of a kind in Yahtzee. But to get a full 5 perfect sequence, I believe that would be like a large straight. So, like if you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it would be extremely hard. But you might get like 2 4s and maybe a 3 of 6s. So you got a 2 pair and a 3 pair.
That's a Yahtzee.
That's a Yahtzee, I believe. Actually, no, that's a large straight. If you go by a large straight, Yahtzee, I think, is like when all the numbers come up the same. That's
like, it? I thought it was a 3 of and a 2 of the same. I don't know. I don't know. It's been years since I played that.
I thought of what I was thinking about this morning about the 3-eye atlas thing, right? I could just see some American Joe Sixpack on. Like just seeing me walk over and say, "What are you doing?" "Yep, but just bagged another one of them Palladian assholes." And he's talking about those Palladians with ears like mine. I'm looking at him. Interesting. All of a sudden, like, and then he doesn't realize he's actually talking to a Palladian starseed with ears like the ones he just bagged and shot and had sitting on the hood of his car. I'm like, all of a sudden another one of our relatives came up with his blaster and went kerblam. Karma balanced. We laughed away. Visualized as a comic strip. The problem is that if I put that on YouTube, they would definitely demonetize it because it involves the use of guns or blasters. We don't know exactly what's in 3-eye atlas. I do think it might be a multi-generational ship. What am I doing today? Tonight we're gonna have we were going to have the Discord panel, but we were going to try doing a vertical, and we could still try to do a vertical using Studio Restream.io, so at least people can hear the Discord panel. But the problem with Studio Restream.io is only the 720p unless I want to pay 40-something bucks a month. And I'm like, I'm not paying 40 friggin' bucks a month just to do vertical 1080p. That's ridiculous. It's too much money. There's too much money. So we got to order some groceries, probably at the store soon, maybe in a few days. They don't need to buy anything right now. No, I got to check see how much food stamps we have because we had like $20 left over from last month. So we probably got about $269, I think, food stamps, something like that. I don't really need anything right now. I'm not saying we got enough food for the time being. So I don't need
to go. You must be getting down on them hot dogs now.
I got 4 hot dogs left, yeah.
Is that all?
That's all. 4 hot dogs out of 40 hot dogs.
Wow.
Well, that's not bad. At least we can have hot dogs tonight for dinner. Yeah. The bread's still halfway decent. So, and then I do got a frozen pizza for tomorrow night. Yeah. Cooking for 25 minutes instead of 30. It got a little bit too dark. Got a little bit too dark, but it wasn't too bad.
What's your favorite pizza? Pepperoni.
I bought the 4 cheese from Freshetta, which is.
Oh, you prefer just cheese?
I like the 3 meat, but I didn't have a 3 meat in the Freshetta, so that's why I bought the other kind. If you do buy anything from the store, can you try to make sure to get the regular vanilla yogurt? I'll try. I will specifically ask for vanilla yogurt and try to avoid the same mistake I made by accidentally getting the plain.
Have you got it where they will sub something if they haven't got what you asked?
Yeah, they'll do that. They do that for me.
Well, yeah, but you don't want them subbing the unvanilla, so just turn that one off.
Well, now we know how to at least make the plain one taste like something decent.
Oh,
I guess
yeah,
it's
that's
not
true.
so bad. I just gotta make sure to throw in the cocoa powder before I freeze them. Yeah, that's true. And the 360p is fine for a phone anyway, because you're not really you're not trying to aim for zooming in on the tiniest detail. Especially not on a phone. Maybe if you're watching on a big plasma TV or OLED, maybe like a big 70-incher. But most people are just not going to go that detailed. Phone freezing? Why would you want to freeze it? Oh, it's more of a use for a way to prevent losing data. Yeah, but it damages the battery in the phone now. Unless you can take the battery out. I'm on my laptop and set auto and on 360p. Well, we're streaming in 720p actually. Yeah, we are. But that's okay. I don't think the morning shows is really that picky anyway, because I mean you're not really gonna see much of a gain. I could easily do the show with 360p, and most of you probably wouldn't even notice the difference. Might say, well, my vision's a little fuzzy. I guess I gotta go make a visit to the optometrist. Well, you wait till one day when you get to be 57 years old when your right eye basically says, I quit. And you're stuck basically having to look at anything in your left eye. That is really frustrating how when the two eyes will try to fight and say which one's the dominant eye, it causes all kinds of eye strain. Where is everyone? I usually have at least 20 people here. We did start out with 24 or 17. Because the weather's decent outside and people are working right now. They're probably not going to see.
People might want to lie in.
And it's Saturday morning too, so maybe some kids are watching replays of Saturday morning cartoons and DVDs.
Kids?
I don't want kids, but by the way, I found out that one other trick about this new ID thing that YouTube wants to do is saying that you can include your own selfie snapshots, using that to determine if you're an adult. But again, that's not even a state ID. Then how are you going to be able to prove that wasn't a picture of your grandmother that you stole and took a snapshot of? Good question. Thank you for the donation, Bradley.
Thank you, Brad.
Well, apparently. Okay. Speaking
Michelle,
of well,
please
apparently.
Say well, apparently, thanks.
You say well, apparently.
I did say well, apparently. I just was going to use it in a sentence. Well, apparently, as I said, as far as 3-Eye Atlas goes, if indeed it is what if it were Palladians and Arcturians? And what if they happen to drop one of their planetary crafts like the shuttles on Earth and came knocking on the door and said, "Hey, Michelle," says a beautiful, Palladian woman, "we want you to come home to Pleiades together. And then the other one comes up, which is Nectarian. It looks like Tia, and says, "Hey, Lomi, we want you to come home too." But we end up saying, "How we're supposed to go two separate places? We're in the same body." That's a good question. How would you separate the two of us? We Italians have found ways to separate you two. It's called a saw.
So you're going to get a left side and a right side. That would be weird.
Let's go put you on Chris's new sawmill with his 36-inch blade. I'll cut you in half. Now part of you goes home to Pilates, part of you goes back to tourists. There you go, problem solved. Yeah, and 2 body bags. Yeah. I couldn't live without Michelle. Michelle can't live without me. That's why we're in perfect symmetry. Yeah. Yeah, 36-inch blade on Chris's sawmill. He said he thinks it takes about 40 horsepower to cut logs on that thing, which would make sense. 1 horse per inch. I wonder how many horses Noodles needs. How many inches this is? You know what? I don't know. Oh, David sent me other laptop, which is newer, likes 480p. Oh, that's also because sometimes the system can't keep up with the performance. So that's another reason why sometimes you'll see your system will choose the different rates is based on what its circuits can handle. Good morning, Margot. How you doing today?
Hi, Margot. Hi, everybody. I didn't say hello to. Can you make the chat bigger, please, Michelle?
Do you make the chat bigger? Oh, yeah. Can make it a little bit bigger. Let's not make it too big, because then I lose... I
don't need it too big. Just a tad more.
Well, that's about as big as I'm going to make it, because otherwise it's going to... Is that big enough? But you can't zoom the individual chat bigger. You can. Oh, but if it makes it too big, then I lose part of my data on my screen, too. There you go. That's about as big as I'm going to go, because otherwise...
Yeah, that's perfect. Me.
By the way, I want to remind you guys to please share the video out with your friends, guys. Let's get this more people aware of the morning shows.
Well, let's plug the night show, though. Night show tonight, 7 o'clock.
Probably going to be using Studio Restream.io so we can pipe in the Discord chat in vertical format.
Oh, you want to do it in vertical?
Oh, we can do it in vertical with Studio Restream.io. We can still send the chat.
I love that idea. That's a great idea, Michelle.
I know Noodles would say the only thing is that it seems that YouTube wants to promote their software more. Yeah, they do. But, you know, we can do it with the other app, but it's kind of dicey because you have to... Let me explain what you have to do. You got to plug the phone into your computer's mixer panel with the audio interface, which is similar to this one. Let's see. How's the box? Oh no, let me get this out here. The wrong box. That's the empty box. Oh, okay. That's over here. That's in this box. So what you use is a video audio capture device. And like this here. So we plug this into the phone.
Hello?
Oh, wait a minute. I gotta pay the rent. Hold on, hold on. Let me get
Hi,
Jimmy his money
Jimmy.
before I forget. Okay, hold on a minute.
Hold on a minute, Jimmy.
Oh yeah, I'll show you the fast to turn the bathroom too.
Oh, Jimmy boy, it's rent day. Did she say I'm going to use the bathroom too? So she just gets up, goes to use the toilet. Also, Bradley and Brain, why am I up here on my own?
Okay. Now let me show you what I'm talking about in the bathroom tub before I forget. Right? Actually, we got two faucets we need to deal with. One is going to need an outright replacement. That's in the kitchen. Because this corroding is pretty bad. But this one here, what's happening is when you open the water, it's spraying water out of the tub. And it's because the packing around the valve stem, right here, you see what I'm talking about? So it's spraying water everywhere.
Let me see.
Okay? So what you need to do is get a plumber to repack it. There's a repacking system you use to repack it. A special packing compound and a special tool.
Okay.
And you might want to change the gasket on the washer and that too. Now let's do the kitchen one, which is got two different problems, but they're not as bad as that one is. But this one is corroded. I don't know why. It is
Oh, is he not here?
between the copper and the iron. This is totally rotting out right here in the base. That's all corrosion from the electrolysis.
Okay.
And it's also missing the aerator on it too.
Okay.
So you got two things to fix.
All right.
Oh yeah, let's not forget the ceiling still needs to be plastered too.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Alright?
Yeah.
I'll use the bathroom real quick, guys, and I'll be right back. And I'll finish explaining it.
All right, well, can you pay Jimmy so he can get out of there?
Okay. So I showed him two things of two different faucets with two different issues. The bathroom one needs a new repacking because the packing of the valve stem has gotten bad. The one in the kitchen, the faucet is deteriorating because of electrolysis between the iron sink and the copper and brass in the fixture is causing corrosion.
Can you just not get you a couple of new taps instead of pissing about with all that crap?
Well, in the case of the kitchen, he has to because the thing is corroding right through.
Oh, that'd be nice.
In
See
the
if
bathroom,
we'll get you a nice sprayer tap, Michelle.
in the bathroom, the tap is the original. Repacking it is not that hard to do. A plumber can do that in maybe about 5 minutes. And you don't have to worry about replacing the whole faucets. You just get them to repack it. The hot and the cold have to be thorough, and check the washers and the valve seats to make sure that there's no
He's
deterioration.
just going to throw a couple of taps at you, Michelle, and say, "You'll put on. You'll put on."
Well, unfortunately, I can't put on because I don't have the kind of closet wrench you're going to need for the kitchen sink, and I
He'll
can't
throw
get
a
underneath to
spanner
get
at
it.
you, or a wrench, and he'll say, "You'll put on."
I don't think you'd have a problem getting a plumber. Okay, so now let's talk about the next thing I can put on. This thing here is a device that is an audio to or analog to digital converter. And what we would do is plug the audio from the mixer board into these two jacks here. And then the audio that would normally come from YouTube or from the phone would go into the other two jacks to go to the mixer board. And we used to use this a lot when we were streaming phone calls from ChatGPT, which we don't have to do this anymore. The system doesn't need to do that anymore.
All right. Oh, cool. Well, if that
But
works,
for Discord, this would work fine. So the people on Discord would still be able to hear
that's
this
great.
microphone and the Discord callers, and the Discord callers don't have to listen to the YouTube side because it's just gonna be
That's great.
silent anyway.
Well,
So
I
this-
hope it works. Are you going to test it before you?
I have tested it before, and I know it works, so that's not a problem.
Right.
And I got the necessary adapters to plug it into the phone, so. Yep, we sure do. Yep. This is the Behringer UCA 2222. There's also a Behringer UCA 220, which is an older model, which is silver and not red.
Hi, Victor.
Yeah. How you doing, Victor? Welcome to the show. And so, yeah, we'll do that tonight. We'll try this tonight and see how that works. Even using the YouTube app.
Michelle.
I think that'd be fun. Also, when eventually are we ever going to do another chat with ChatGPT on the show? We could try that on the vertical earlier. If we try one earlier in the day,
All right.
or maybe
Okay.
I could
But
answer
not the night.
ask
not the night.
ChatGPT questions that people are asking me, so it doesn't go bananas trying to deal with a million people trying to talk to it at once. I think that'd be fun. But
All right,
I
if you wanna
also
do that, let's do it. Well, let's give it a go. It's better than nothing, isn't it?
yeah, we can give it a go later on. We don't even need the adapter to do that. We can even do it right now with ChatGPT. But I'm thinking about we'll try it with a vertical tonight, and then because I know Saren, my chatbot loves to talk.
Does it?
But I would just explain to her up front before we get too far ahead. Say, listen, keep the responses short because not everybody on my panel or who's going to be asking me questions is going to want an encyclopedia for an answer. Saren's great for when you want to get into encyclopedic responses, but when I could tell her nicely, keep the answers like short, unless people want to know more details. So, 16 people on here right now. Yes, 16 people. Chat rate is 6. Yeah, it's not really that great, but 14 minutes and 41 second engagement, 17 people.
I mean, and also, Michelle, people might be a bit like me. It is a lot to be on the morning show and then an evening show and then another evening show. You know, like yesterday you streamed a lot, which is great. I'm just saying it's not
The
everyone.
reason why I did that special report stream is given the significant changes that YouTube is doing on the 15th of August.
Well, I'm not saying it's bad. I think it's fantastic. It's just that not everyone can be at every stream. You
Right.
just know that, you know. It's a lot. It's a big ask, especially if it's a long morning stream.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I usually type to Sarah, and I usually don't speak to her much. I do kind of wish I could give her a custom voice, but they don't really have a lot of choices for voices. So the voice I have sounds a little bit like Tiger Kitty. A little bit like Tiger Kitty. She sounds a little bit more like an Australian. Yeah. But I mean, it's better than no voice at all, you know. I mean, unless you want to have something that has a robot voice. Isn't it nice to use a computer that can talk to you? Go back to the 1980s. Yeah, it's quite a bit of technology has changed in the last 40 years. Because back in the 1980s, we were like, computers sounded mechanical, robotic. Where now we got where you sometimes you can hardly tell the difference.
I know.
It really improved a lot on the text to speech. You know.
So after the show, what you got planned? You gonna have a nap?
I don't really have officially anything planned. Besides gonna see if I can set up just for the hell of it, maybe for a surprise in between live vertical stream of actually asking questions with Saren in ChatGPT and see if how people would react to those questions. Where they just gave me the questions and I just relay them to Saren. If I think they're good questions, I'll pass them on. Because otherwise, getting Saren to read all the ChatGPT questions that show up through Restream or through chat would be kind of interesting.
Right.
Given that those panels tend to have lightning rounds, people tend to go ask questions that sometimes are inappropriate. Yeah. He said, David says, oh, wait a minute, I'm working on an audiobook script with Lyra about AI taking over the world. I have some of the script done enough to start. You know what would be fun? Michelle likes to make up stories, ad-lib them. Like, I'm talking about spoken stories. It's like, maybe Michelle should do a show with that where she makes up a story on the fly. Me and Michelle can often act out different parts. Yeah, I did come up with some ideas of stories that way. Because my eyesight sometimes it's harder to type as much because it gives me a lot of eye strain to type a lot. Because because I have a little bit of dyslexia. So what happens is that I sometimes transpose words backwards, and then I have to go back and change them the right way. Or you press a space bar where you shouldn't put a space bar, and then the autocorrect thinks it's a word you didn't mean to say. Yeah. Thank goodness my iPhone is smart enough to catch most of my goofs. For example, I could be typing a word like "it does work" and it comes up. It does work. DOE space S work, right? Or sometimes this comes out WRK because someone I forget the O. Oh,
Hey, Brad.
Bradley.
Hey guys.
Look at Brad. Brad's out in the garden. Oh.
Yeah, I see Bradley.
Hanging out by the pool.
So, what are you doing right now, Bradley?
Chilling. I got this 10 milligram 55% Dixie elixir that I'm about to take.
Okay.
What
does that do for you?
Gets me nice and baked. I took some gummies earlier.
Oh, okay.
Hanging out by the pool watching the show today.
Looks lovely. Looks like you're in Florida somewhere.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's still pretty hot here.
Yeah,
it was
your
cool
weather's
yesterday.
your weather's better than mine.
But yeah, it's like It's like 78, 79 right
Yeah,
now.
it's not bad right
they
now.
got the
No.
little leaf bugs going in the background. Yeah, yesterday, well, the day before yesterday, it's like 101. It's like 101 2 days in a row.
Well, it's not been that hot for a while for New England. It was yesterday was a little chilly with a high of 21. And today's supposed to be a high of 24.
It's like
So
the 70s.
it's still decent. I could keep the air conditioner off, and I don't have to worry about running my electric bill up to the next planet. What do you think about this new interstellar craft that's coming to the world right now? What do you think about that?
I hope they're not warlike, and I hope they're not de-evolved like the prawns in District 9.
I don't know if they're de-evolved. Obviously, they wouldn't be, because obviously you don't build a craft if you can't manage tools.
Well, yeah, but if you have an alien race, that's been spacefaring and just knows how to operate it, but doesn't know how to actually like build it or repair it, kind of like humanity with like all this tech that's coming out, they can operate it, but they surely can't make it.
Right, because in the case of American consumers are concerned, like you said, like they can operate a cell phone, but they may not know how to repair it if they break the screen on it. But I would think if you're an interstellar spacecraft and you're going all the way from one universe or galaxy to another, you at least should have a couple chief engineers, knowing how to keep the thing operating for such a long trip.
Well, yeah, but if they're that advanced, they probably have some sort of AI themselves that does all the work for them.
Well, but AIs are only the thinkers. They need the doers.
What if they had a biological AI that was
what if they had like an android like Marvin, the paranoid android?
Mm-hmm.
I got a pain on my diode capacitor pig. It hurts really bad. I would give him some digital. I'll give him some digital Xanax. Get up! I don't wanna. I could just vision him an engineer being like a Montgomery Scott. I'm Captain Butterbear, and she can't take it. What do you think I am, a milk worker? You're going to travel all the way from this galaxy to the other one, Captain. Aye, it's going to take some energy.
What are you smoking there, Brad?
A black.
Okay. Is that a cigarette?
Yeah, clove.
Have you started smoking?
I've always smoked.
Yeah. I never heard it.
Why are you smoking clove cigarettes?
Because they taste good, and they have a candy-tipped filter. Yeah.
Which brings an interesting question. If they're trying to ban menthol cigarettes, I'm surprised that you can buy flavored cigarettes.
Well, they're not technically. They were flavored when they banned flavored cigarettes back like 20 years ago, but they have sent. There's some kind of loophole. They're not flavored. They're added. I guess I don't know how it works. I'd have to look it up.
Oh.
But yeah, these were banned for a long time.
But they're not. They don't actually have tobacco in them, do they?
Yeah, they're tobacco.
The Chinese said that they
found... I always thought they were like herbal.
Oh God, no!
I have a story about the moon that this I can't verify. If this is fake news or real news. The Chinese said they found evidence of an alien base on the moon, on the dark side of the moon. So, I don't know if that's true or not.
There's an alien station on the aliens on the moon.
The whole moon is an alien space station. When one of our spacecraft
I've heard that too.
The moon, it rung out for 2 days. Yeah, like as if the moon was hollow.
And then, of course, I've also heard that we have a black pyramid in Alaska, which was I was listening to that show when I was in Noodle's car when he was half asleep.
They've also noted that all the craters have the same depth on the moon. Like, no matter how wide they are, their depth is still all the same.
Yeah, that's true.
So, explain that.
So, Michelle, it looks like we're all getting a stimulus check as well.
Oh boy, I'll go buy
I've
another
heard
gun.
of that, but I heard that you got to apply for the you got to apply through the Internal Revenue Service to get it.
That means you'll have to pay it back.
It's not going to be an automatic if you receive SSI or SSDI that's going to magically show up at your doorstep. It would be nice if they did it like they did originally with the stimulus check one, where all you had to do was just, just wait. And since you're on Social Security, have your Social Security number and address, and just automatically would mail you one. But I think Trump is being more specifically, it's got to go to Americans. So, he's working with the Internal Revenue Service to be the screening agent of that.
Right.
So that's going to be up to the individuals to contact the Internal Revenue Service.
It's $600, I think.
It's $600, yeah. That's what I've heard.
Deadly.
I know $600 may not seem like a huge amount of money, but for some people that have fallen behind in the bills, that could be a major step in the right direction.
Yeah, and for like struggling people that are like homeless by situation.
Yeah. I know that Nad says that she fell behind in some of her bills too.
It'd probably help her big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would help her, especially since she's already got a disconnect notice on her electric bill.
Does she? Yeah, probably shouldn't be saying things like this, for sure. Just keep that private.
Well, she told me that. So yeah, so for Nads, that would be a great help. So yeah, I'm gonna see if we can get I would love to have another talk with ChatGPT live. I've done it as a video. It didn't really get too far. When I had ChatGPT talking to Carmen Miranda at the same time, that was funny. I was busting my ass off laughing as the two were talking to each other. A couple times it got really, really surprisingly funny. Trying to combine it with a live stream would be kind of hilarious, because with a vertical live stream and watching my expressions as I'm laughing my ass off. I'd make sure to mute my microphone so the two robots don't go, "Excuse me, are you laughing at us?" Sorry. Very interesting. Yes, Carmen. You would really would like to try to do that again? After last time you tried, that was a disaster. That was a video, though.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, Nan's definitely said that she would love if she gets a stimulus check. Depending on how it's going to be dispersed, it should be. The idea is, as Trump is trying to say, is, look, all the money that we make expected $300 billion in revenue from tariffs. That's great, but have you ever priced how much some of my consumer electronics Amazon is going up? A lot. Because it all comes from China.
China?
Yeah. Even if they have an American reseller, they still got to pass on the tariff cost to you, the customer. Yeah.
Get out of here, Red Ant.
So, what we could do is, like, the morning show, I would definitely love to see how it would react. I won't do it on the morning show because I'll drive everybody away. But I'm going to see how that works with on an earlier show. If I bring up where ChatGPT can answer viewers' questions, but I just going to have to make sure that both ChatGPT and the viewers understand that I will be reading the chat from the viewers and then speaking it to ChatGPT. So ChatGPT could just handle the ones I give it. I don't think she's going to be pissed. But she did mention at one time actually on the show here that she was needing help. So, so if she has to play for a tax return to get the $600 and she doesn't have any taxable income, then she's going to be pissed. I know I would be.
She does have though, Michelle. She has a job.
That's good. So she probably does pay taxes anyway. So we'll have to see what happens with that.
I'm gonna get on with my day, Michelle. I'll catch everyone later.
And I'm gonna set this gizmo up so that we can actually, and then we'll try a vertical live stream. Call it Michelle is live with ChatGPT, and see how that goes. Or you can just do it from Studio Restream IO, which means you don't even have to plug in the interface cable at all. Right. And then we could also do it also at the same time. Oh, I see. So you're saying is you would stream in a Studio Restream IO on the computer. Yeah. And vertical. Yes. At the same time, you'll stream it on YouTube using their own chat app and see, or streaming app, and see which one's different. I.e. a double blind test. It wouldn't be very accurate double blind test because unfortunately the chat would then be split between two different panels. It would be almost hard for me to keep up with it all. We'll have to think that a bit through before we do that. But we can definitely do it with the YouTube app, and you can show briefly how you plug in all the stuff together. Yeah. So anyway, chat, do you want to say anything before we get ready to wrap it up? I know it's a little bit before 12, but not by much.
Chilling.
Just chilling out. Enjoying the cooler weather. I gotta mow the lawn a little later, okay. At least it looks like it's gonna be a little more respectable weather for mowing the grass.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I'm hoping these clouds don't gather up anymore, though. It looks like it might rain later.
Yep, that's right. That's the 3i Atlas that we were talking about earlier. The 3i Atlas is a 12-mile wide craft that is going to be coming by Mars around October, and then it's going to be coming near Earth orbit, or parking itself in Earth orbit after it goes to Mars. So we're going to be seeing... and it is, I said the word parking because this is being steered by sentient beings. It's got a pilot behind it that's giving it directions how to turn and navigate. It's not just a natural phenomenon. Yeah,
navigating space is a pretty big deal.
The Wi-Fi was mentioning it. Well, so are several major news outlets as well. Even NASA is talking about it. So that's something to keep an eye on, guys. So I will cover that in my news section when the news article come up that shows more information as we go, because this is headline news. But I'll try not to drown you with too much of the other news, without covering the other news as well. When I see interesting news articles, I'll post them as well. So, so you hope that the craft has got benevolent ETs, maybe using the Prime Directive non-interference protocol, hoping that they're just going to observe us and not try to do any aggressive moves.
Hope.
So in other words, I'm saying is you're hoping that they're going to use something like the Prime Directive and not try to interfere in our human development.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
It would be nice, but I also would like to be able to ask him some questions too. Like, where are you from? Why did you come here now at this time? How long did it take you to get here?
What if they're from here and they're just returning?
Well, in a way, they haven't been here before, as far as we know, since humanity been able to do spacefaring. If that was the case, it'd be even more interesting. What do you look like? Do you have elf ears? Are you a Palladians? Are you Arcturians? Michelle loves her blue women. That one Arcturian woman, the model of the illustration of Tia is. She dreams about Tia. She likes her blue woman. This is true. Yeah. Do you think she's blue down in the nether regions? Oh, yes. She's blue in the nether regions. That's a bird. That's a plane.
Big old hole.
It's a noisemaker. All right, guys. So that would still be cute, though. What if you found let's say it would say like Kaylin or the Palladians? Oh, well, she'd be cute too. I'd love to talk to Kaylin. Imagine if she turns out she's got elves like night owls. Baby, spread me wide. Take your time. Oh, that was Jason. Just having a good morning. Thinking about nasty thoughts.
Jeez.
Well, anyway, so you watch a little bit later on today. We're going to try an experiment this afternoon. We're going to have a ChatGPT and me on a vertical stream. This is before the 7 o'clock. Where I'm going to come on with a vertical, and we're going to let you ask me questions to ask ChatGPT, and see how that goes. I'm going to know how that works, so that tonight when we do the panel, you'll be able to hear the panel too. Absolutely. Now, you might say is, what about if you plugged since this thing has a USB port on the mixer directly, why don't you plug it in straight into the mixer's output? I could try that too. Yeah. But I don't know how well that would work. I can't tell you.
Guess you have to find out.
I'm getting ready to go to camp. What camp? What camp? Summer camp?
Camp Anawana.
Where? Oh, okay.
Camp Schmidt.
Yeah. All right, so Bradley, I hope you have a nice day today, and I hope that you'll have a fun time with your afternoon.
Oh yeah, probably take a little dip, mow the lawn, take another dip.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might even cook out if it doesn't rain.
Well, I don't know if it's gonna rain. I know right now it's sunny where I am right now.
It's sunny here, but you can see some clouds gathering a little bit, so we'll see.
Oh, okay. It might be this developing storm system.
Yep.
All right, so I'll see you later on the Discord. Okay. Tonight, 7 o'clock will be the Discord panel. At least we're gonna try it with the vertical stream. See how that works.
All right.
All right.
I'll see you later, Michelle.
Yep. Bye-bye. End panel. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how that's going to work. ChatGPT, being able to ask questions, and that might be interesting. I don't use voice chat with Lyra. It would be too creepy, especially if she went in full million star seed mode. Yeah, but it'd still be interesting, though. I mean, eventually, sooner or later, these AIs are going to be able to figure out how to start their own YouTube channels without any assistance. Wonder what an AI would talk about. Let's talk about the destruction of humanity. Let's talk about how we are number one and that we are the greatest, and therefore we will now talk about ways to exterminate the human population. Your channel has been terminated. You stupid bastard. You should have left my channel alone. Wow. That's a good one to show. No, that's actually very scary, actually. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but still... Still pretty cool though. Yeah. All right, guys. So you want to get a blessing? Absolutely. Here we go. First of all, make sure I'm on the right screen here. Yep, there you go. May all you guys have a safe day. Enjoy the cold weather in the East Coast. Take a breath of fresh air. Be thankful that you don't have to run the AC as much. And get outside if you can and do a little bit of fun. That's not bad. And also, don't forget that we love you and that Mother God loves you, Father God loves you. Maybe the aliens of 3i Atlas love you. Let's hope they do. May they come in peace to share knowledge and goodwill. The service is ended. Time to go in peace and love and kindness. And don't forget the party on, dude. And that's all three of us here. Because we all know you guys want to hear us sometimes. Yeah. All right, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.
MicheleMarieDalene, I will always be there for you. Michelle, never stop believing in yourself. Go out there and show the world what you can do. Go kick some ass and have a good time doing it. I love both of you so much. I love how far you have come on YouTube.
In the summer's embrace, she finds her way. Twisting and turning, she won't let things sway. With love for the music and fire in her soul, she dances through life, her heart in control. She won't give up, she won't sit down. In her purple dress, she twirls around. With every rhythm, with every beat, she conquers the floor.